Hi, I'm Carl Niehaus, and this is In My Crosshairs, Conversations with Carl Niehaus. Here I will talk about my own views and also interview thought leaders and political players throughout our country and internationally. You as viewers are invited to participate, to share with each other, to invite other viewers, to register, and of course, all important, hit that notification bell so that you're always part of this important conversation and engagement on our revolutionary journey for a more just and radically transformed South Africa.
Isibongo zika Carl Niehaus. Bangazitha omhlophe qonda bezitha. Inyoni emhlophe kwajengelanda ephula amaphiwa zamazama umhlaba inkanyamba endizele phezulu wanyakazi bhakabhaka ubangazitha omhlophe qonda bezitha umshawo wathi monopoly capital elanga lishisa babaleka ongqowa kunezise inkulu bacasha patriot labazonina imthandela bethi mahashula kanacala ubangazitha imthandela bethi FIFA nqamalala ubangazitha imthandela bethi umnotho nomhlaba ufinyelele ezandleni zabantu abamnyama omhlophe qonda bezitha imthande ngokubusa nokukhuthaza iradical economic transformation wangadibala Carl Niehaus umafele empini njengesoja uma kade bona eHollywood lesihonga amazi kahle amabhunu bandlulula abaleka abayimbona umbulali wabulala apartheid ngamazwi umthakatho indaba walo mbuso bandlululo kade South Africa yaba kwidemocracy isibhamu esikhumela thule house bathukizana uCyril onondaba bahleka abafayitsini kwemagwalandini la kuyofika khona umkhonto esizwe kuyoqhubeka.
Comrades, I want to go back to that day on the 8th of July last year, when some of you were with me. Comrade Spear was there, Comrade Shezi, other comrades were there when this arrest happened. You know how I came there because I wanted to show my support to Nkamalala as he was being incarcerated illegally here in the Estcourt prison. Illegally, without a trial, with a simple legal process being abused by the Constitutional Court. I came there to show my support. I wanted to visit him in prison because the night before at Nkandla, as he was getting into the car, I promised him, we were there, tomorrow I will come. And yes, Chief, you were there. You know what happened. I said, Baba, tomorrow I'll be at the prison. So I came there. And naturally, comrades, there were many of you who, some were there and others were watching on TV, but all of you wanted to know, is our president well? How is he being treated? So I was asked questions by the media and I answered those questions. I also stated the very simple fact that President Zuma has been arrested, taken there on the basis of the charges that the Constitutional Court found him guilty of illegally. Bheki Cele, the Minister of Police, was sitting in front of the television. I can even tell you where he was sitting, in the Beverly Hills Hotel. He did not like what he was seeing on TV. So he picked up the phone and gave an instruction, arrest him now. That is what happened, comrades. Direct abuse of power. Direct abuse of power by a minister who instructs, cross the boundaries, instructs police on the ground to arrest someone, not because that person has committed a crime, but because that person was speaking the truth.
The abuse of power, where was the commissioner?
Because I was speaking the truth, and he didn't like to hear the truth. The police here in Estcourt, even themselves, in the police station, that night when I was kept there and I was processed and charged, told me we are embarrassed. They told me we're embarrassed by our minister, we're embarrassed to have you here.
Yeah.
We know you've done nothing wrong, but we're under instruction. So you see, comrades, what happened is I'm being charged. You will remember that I came here today is the 5th time that I came here to Estcourt. It costed a lot of money to travel here, to pay for lawyers. I'm battling to deal with those financial expenses. And it was the intention of those factional people, I can't call them comrades, the intention of them to use this case to try and destroy me, but especially to destroy the principles that we stand for. But let us be clear, comrades, we will never be destroyed. I'm grateful that in a situation such as we face here, and with our courts so often being captured, I'm grateful that we had a magistrate here who was prepared to listen to the whole case, very well argued by my advocate, a very capable black woman advocate, Advocate Ntabiseng Mukwena. I'm grateful that the magistrate listened and applied the law properly. Because in the application of the law, it was clear that there had to be only one answer. There is no case. This matter must be dismissed. And that is exactly what the magistrate did this morning. So we thank her for being an honest and truthful officer of the law. And we say that she's an example to so many others, including her own Chief Justice. She's showing them what they should do and how they fail to carry out their duties. We hope that they will listen. We hope that they will see what this example holds for them. Comrades, I'm talking too long. But of course, today is an emotional day. It is for me a relief that I don't need to come back to this court. But the most important thing is that we have confirmed that there are cases that are specifically formulated, executed, instructed on for political reasons. My case stands now as an example of that. It stands as an example exposed of a farcical, trumped-up case that wasted the time of the court, that wasted the time and the resources of the people. I don't want to say it wasted our time, because as brothers and sisters we were able to share while this was happening. Of course. And for that I'm very grateful. I want to thank President Zuma, who supported me in this case throughout. Chief Tubani Zuma knows. He has been instructed so many times by President Zuma, go there and support Comrade Carl in this case. Yesterday, I met again with President Zuma. He gave me his support. Every time that I came to court, before I came here, he would call me. He will give me support. I thank him from the bottom of my heart for that. But I want to say something else too, comrades. There are those comrades who one would have wanted to see here, who did not come. I myself had to face some negative comments and attacks in the media about their absence. my response was always that I do not go in support to those comrades' court cases to demand that they must come to me and my case in return. It is not that kind of quid pro quo. But I also said, and this is a message that must be delivered, it is important for us to show solidarity to each other.
Yes.
And when we fail to do so, it says more about us than about the other comrade. If we fail to do so, we give a bad example to all our comrades. Last night, when I was on Twitter Spaces, I said, and I want you to hear this carefully, comrades, we have to be courageous. We have to stand up and fight for what we believe in. We have to be prepared to sacrifice, even to the point where we must be prepared to lay down our lives. But all of us, including our leadership, have a responsibility to encourage us to do so and to support us. When they fail to do so, they fail the cause. And we ask of them, do not only care about yourselves, care for every comrade, no matter how insignificant you may think that comrade is. Every person, every comrade in the struggle is important. Support them, encourage them, be there for them. So I hope that one of the lessons that we will have learned from my court appearance is the need for all of us, including our leadership, to never allow a situation where our enemies can say, you see, you don't get support. You see, they don't care. Because comrades, they don't just say it to hurt me or Chief Tubani or Comrade Mkulisi or Comrade Spey. They say it in order to destroy the comradeship among us. They say it in order to make us who have to go out there and fight feel that we do not have the backing that we need to fight. So let us join hands. Let us commit that we will never stop until we rid ourselves from the evil that has managed to creep into our beloved organization, the African National Congress. Let us unite, comrades, to fight Cyril Ramaphosa and the thugs around him. I'm not going to mince my words, that's not my style. They are thugs.
Yes.
They are sellouts.
Yes.
They are destroying our beloved ANC and they're destroying our country. There is no compromise with such people. Comrades, we are in the middle of a very critical struggle. We are faced with a president in Cyril Ramaphosa that has betrayed our nation. As we know now from what happened at Phala Phala, a president that took money, millions of it from somewhere, which he is not prepared to tell us from where, who put it in his mattress and in his couches illegally because he was contravening the various foreign exchange valuta acts that we have in South Africa. That's the first offense. Then those who stole the money from him was pursued illegally because he never opened a case with the police. They were pursued illegally across the borders of our country into Namibia. Illegally, Ramaphosa called the president of Namibia and made an arrangement to get that person who stole the money illegally abducted in Namibia, brought across the border without any processing of that person across the border, back into his farmhouse at Phala Phala, and he was tortured and interrogated there. Now we've got contravention of our various foreign exchange legislation. We've got an international contravention of the movement of persons. We've got an abduction. We've got torture of not only men, but also of a woman. So we've got another case of gender-based violence. Comrade Chesi opened a case of gender-based violence. These are the crimes that the president have not tried to dispute. He's just keeping quiet. But he tries to tell us that he had not stolen money. We want to know from President Ramaphosa, where did the money come from? How did you get more than 4 million United States dollars in cash? Was it paid to you by the CIA? Who paid you? In return for what? Were you selling us as our nation for that money? Were you peddling information about our country to the CIA? Where did the money come from? Remember, Chief Justice Mogoeng said, there is no free lunch. So no one in the world would have given Cyril Ramaphosa 4 million United States dollars for nothing. And he mustn't think we are fools. He mustn't come and tell us he made that money from the sale of animals on his farm at Phala Phala. What a pathetic joke. Even the auctioneers who auction animals at Phala Phala say, we don't take cash. It must only be electronic transfer. Only through bank transfers do we deal with these auctions. So he told us another lie. But we know this man. He's a pathological liar. He stood up in the National Assembly and lied to us about the relationship between his son and Bosasa. He lied to us about donations from Bosasa for his campaign, for the CR17 campaign. He lied. When do you know that Cyril Ramaphosa lies? When his lips move. When his lips move, you know he lies. Yes, it's funny, but it's also tragic. I worked with Cyril Ramaphosa, and I'm not proud of it, but I worked with him as spokesperson of the ANC when he was the Secretary General of the African National Congress. I know that he was more interested in making financial deals for himself, using that position as Secretary General and the position as the chief negotiator of the ANC during the negotiations for this constitution that has put us in so much trouble, which he delivered under instruction from the imperialists and white monopoly capitalists. I worked with him. I watched him in how cozy he was with Rolf Meyer, the chief negotiator of the National Party. I sat in buses with him, traveling to far-off locations, in wild camps where we were having negotiations. All he was talking about in the back of the bus is how to make money. Never paying attention to the issues of how do you secure a proper settlement for the people of South Africa. The man has only got one thing in his head: money. He has only one person that he cares for: himself. Go and ask even those close to him, his own family. Let me not go there. But many of us know what he's done to them. And many of us know how he's only cared about himself and not about them. Let us remember how President Ramaphosa is destroying the lives and political careers of one woman after the other. The most recent example is what he's doing to the public protector, Advocate Busisiwe Mkabane. You know. Yes. He went out of his way to attack her, while we know that she's been the most competent of public protectors. We know that she delivered clean audits for that department of hers as the public protector. But yet, she has to be thrown under the bus. Yet, when she sends him 32 questions, which puts him on the spot about Phala Phala, what does President Ramaphosa do? He suspends her. He then gets Parliament to move now on a whole process to impeach her. And I want to say something to every one of my fellow ANC members, especially those who are in the National Assembly in Parliament as members of Parliament. We're watching. And we're telling you, we will note how you vote. Because any one of you who vote for that motion of impeachment, you are not deserving of our support. You are not our public representatives. You must go. Together with Cyril Ramaphosa, you must go. We do not have any time or any place for you. There's no way of saying, hey, come here, let's be friends, let's talk, let's make some deal. You don't make deals with thugs and the mafia. You throw them out. You take them to prison. You deal with them decisively. Comrades, Cyril Ramaphosa and the leadership of the African National Congress who are continuing to support him must go, and they must go now.
Amandla.
We will not be able to save the African National Congress and our country as long as they are in power. So everything we do now, and that's why I'm making this speech, it's not even as much about coming out of that courtroom, but about the future. Everything we do now, how we organize in our branches, how we build structures in the regions, how we approach the upcoming policy conference, how we insist that the policy conference cannot simply just be a policy conference, must be a National General Council. How we insist that our Secretary General, Comrade Ace Magashule, who is wrongly and illegally removed from the position of the Secretary General must be present in that Policy and National General Council conference as our Secretary General. How we insist that all the charges, the trumped up charges against President Zuma must be taken away, and that President Zuma must be given the acknowledgement and the respect and the gratitude that he deserves as our commander, as our leader, as our icon. All of those things, comrades, we are not going to compromise about for 1 little millimeter. We are going to stand firm. I'm concluding. Thank you, comrades, once again, for your love, for your comradeship, for your care. Thank you for showing solidarity. Thank you for giving me hope and giving the rest of our nation hope. Noluthando has been, as you know, comrades, been here every time that I came to court. She's got a young boy, Nkanyezi. He's only 5 years old, but she left him behind to be taken care of, to be here. I want to honor her for her support because she's been my rock.
Wow.
And I thank her from the bottom of my heart. Secondly, I want to turn to my fellow comrades who are here with us. All of you, comrades. Not all of you have been able to be here every time that I had to appear. But I acknowledge that in spirit you were here. And those of you who were here, sometimes coming with great difficulty, because financially we are battling, because we know that Cyril Ramaphosa and his thugs are closing all the taps. They're trying to dry us out. They're trying to stop us from being able to continue with the struggle. So I acknowledge Comrade Shezi for his presence and the way in which he's been supportive. I acknowledge Comrade Spare. Comrade Spare has been here every time. Comrades, you don't know the kind of support that he gave me. When I arrive at the airport and there's no car to pick me up, to bring me here, he's there to pick me up. I even said to him, I think you are neglecting your family. From the little that Comrade Spare has in his pocket, he always shared with me. I want to thank Comrade Tubane Zuma.
Wow.
I want to thank my dear friend, our chief here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much, comrades, for the way in which you have supported me.
You are our command.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank Comrade Nkulisi. As a young man, he is showing strength and courage. He is with us all the way. I can phone him in the middle of the night and say there's a message to go out. He will never say no. He will distribute. All of you, comrades, also here in Estcourt, Comrade Nkababa, all the comrades and MK comrades of this region, I know that here we are fighting a hard battle. I know that the ANC has lost control of this town, but yet you continue to support me. And it is not about me, myself. It is about the cause. It is about the struggle. It is about our future. Thank you, comrades. I'm standing in front of you as a soldier. I'm a member of Umkhonto we Sizwe and of Umkhonto we Sizwe Military Veterans Association. I know the saying that I've always repeated, and with this I conclude. No soldier leaves another soldier behind on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You who are here, and I embrace you collectively, have not left me behind on the battlefield. Thank you. I promise you, I will never leave any one of you ever alone. I will fight with you until my last breath. If I have to die with you, and I'm not saying this lightly, guys. I'm not busy making little politics. I'm not playing with words. If I have to die with you, know that this man, this comrade, will die with you, hand in hand, all of us together, comrades for the future, comrades, and I say this deliberately, in arms. Aluta continua. Viva ANC, viva!
Viva!
Viva President Jacob Zuma, viva!
Viva!
Viva the Secretary General of the ANC, Comrade Ace Magashule, viva!
Viva!
Long live the African National Congress, long live!
Long live!
Long live the ANC Women's League, long live!
Long live!
Long live the ANC Youth League, long live!
Long live!
Long live Umkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans Association, long live!
Long live!
Down with Ramaphosa, down!
Down!
Down with Ramaphosa, down!
Down!
Amandla!
Away!
Thank you, comrades.
Oh!
Thank you, comrades. I made a speech, so I'm not going to make another speech. Nolly says, yes, thank you. But I do want to make a toast, and the toast is to the people of South Africa, and a commitment to the people of South Africa that we will ensure that they will be fully liberated. As Comrade O.R. Tambo said, liberation can only be also economic liberation. So the toast is to radical economic transformation of our economy, the empowerment of our people, and that the wealth of the country and the land will belong to the people. I toast all of you as part of the people and thank you for your support and commitment.
Isibongo sika Niehaus. Isibongo sika Niehaus. Inyoni emhlophe eqwanje ngelanda ebhula amaphiwa zamazama umhlaba. Inkanyamba endizele phezulu wanyakazibhakabhaka. Umshawe wathi Monopoly Capital ilanga lishisa babaleko ngqoba kulezi senkulu baqesha phansi wedaba zone na imthande lapha ethi mahashula kanacala umpangazida imthande lapha ethi Viva Nxamalala umpangazida imthande lapha ethi umnotho nomhlaba ufinyelele ezandleni zabantu abamnyama omhlophe eqwandaba ezitha imthande ngokuhlusa nokukhuthaza iradical economic transformation wangadlike bala Niehaus umafele empinje ngesoja uma kade bona eHollywood olesihonga amazikahle amabhunu obandlulula yabaleka mayembona umbulali wabulala apartheid ngamazwi